here is my first video in a long time. Caleb started school. He's in preschool. It's his second year of preschool. He was already in preschool when he was 3, but now it's his last year of pre-K before kindergarten. I've been busy with him in school as well as myself. I started school. I'm super excited. I have a plan. I know what I want to do. I know this kind of came out of left field, but this is something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. I mean, I started thinking about it like a year and a half ago, and I just finally did it. I said it's time for me to go back to school, so that's what I'm doing. But I have missed filming. I do miss you guys. I have got this plan to film at least once a week on the weekends when I am not doing homework or studying. So as you can see, today I did kind of like a 90s grunge makeup look. Never done anything like this on my channel. I mean, I don't really do themes often, so I thought this would be fun because I just got this choker and this cute army jacket, which this choker is from Ibiss in San Jose near the Willow Glen area, and then my jacket is from Forever 21. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Bianca. Subscribe if you like what you see. I hope you guys like this 90s grunge look. If you do, please give it a big fat like, and I will love you forever. So that is everything. Let's get on to the tutorial. So first I'm going in with my Smashbox 24-hour primer. This is really going to help with creasing and increase the longevity and wear of your eyeshadow. To speed up the process, I already did my brows, and for my highlight I'm going in with Makeup Geek's Vanilla Bean, and it's a really pretty soft pale bone shade, and I'm applying that with a MAC 252 flat shader brush. Okay, so now for my transition color, I'm going in with this MAC ProLongwear eyeshadow in the color Uninterrupted. It's like a medium brown with yellow undertones, super pretty, super fall appropriate, and the brush I'm using to apply it with is kind of like a knockoff. I got it from lightinthebox.com. It's very affordable and I think it works great. It's really similar to a Sigma E35 brush and a MAC 224. I like to focus that brush right on the outer corner and move in windshield wiper motions and little circular motions just so that I have a really nice blend. This is key for blending, so practice makes perfect. If you still have harsh lines, just keep blending. The next color I'm using is from Makeup Forever. This is the shade M846. It's like a deep wine burgundy color. The brush I'm using is from Elysium and it's called Pi. They have a lot of Greek names to their brushes. It's a lot like the Sigma E25 and also MAC 217. So I'm going to share a little trick with you all. So as you can see, I'm applying that color first horizontal to my crease, and as I continue blending, I'm going to just slightly turn my brush vertical right there and blend that way. And I didn't apply any more color to that brush, and you're just gonna do the same blending motions, windshield wiper, circular, and you should have a nice blend. But you do not want to completely cover the first color that we applied. And then after that, I went back in with the first color and brush and made sure there were not any harsh lines. I also took the first color and the second shade on my lower lash line to start making that smoky effect come through. Now for the lid color, I'm taking the color Saleos from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It's a matte gray with a little bit of brown, and I'm applying it with this Elysium brush called Delta. This brush is a lot like the MAC 239 and also the Sigma E55 brush. I'm applying that all over the lid, and I'm really going to pack it on before I start to do any blending. Moving on, I'm just going to start blending out that lid color, and I'm using my Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease brush. It's very similar to the MAC 221 and the Sigma E45, and I'm not using a bigger brush because I don't want to cover the last two colors we put on. So a tapered brush works really well for this part. I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line to continue with the smokiness we're trying to achieve. Another great trick for blending is to kind of go back with the colors that you already applied little by little, just so that you can get this nice gradient of color, and just so you make sure that any of the blending that you didn't cover the last color that you put on. And then I'm tightlining with this Marc Jacobs Highliner in the color Blaquer, basically just the black one. I used to love this eyeliner, but something about it seems different. I'm not so sure I love it anymore. Let me know if you guys have this and if the formula has changed or whatnot. Not sure. Moving on to lashes. As you can see, I applied the lashes underneath my eyelash extensions, basically underneath my real lashes as well. This is a new trick that's been going around, and so I wanted to try it. Basically, you just take really thin lashes. What I didn't do was cut them in half, which is what you're supposed to do, but for whatever reason I forgot. And so you basically just apply them right underneath your real lashes, and you just push them in. And as you can see, I'm using the back of my tweezers to push the lashes up and onto my real lashes underneath that waterline. I know it's a little bit confusing, but you know, you can kind of see what I'm doing. But basically, you only want to use a little bit of glue. Wait till it's really tacky before you apply it. You might want to cut it in half because that'll be easier for you. And then after that, I just brushed them through. And just like when you're applying lashes the normal way, you still want to pinch the lashes together to make sure that you don't have any little gap or anything. I also went back in to cover the band with black eyeliner just to make sure that the glue wasn't showing or the little tiny dots between the hairs weren't showing or anything like that. And I also tightlined my lower waterline as well. Just to ensure that our eyeliner doesn't fade or smudge too much, I'm going to add some matte black shadow right on that waterline. This is going to lock it in place because, again, that eyeliner was like a gel cream and powder sets gel cream liquid. Now I'm going in with my tiny mascara from It Cosmetics. This is called the Tightline mascara. I love how small this brush is. It's just super precise and it gets every little hair coated with mascara. For my under eyes, I've been using this Bye Bye Under Eye cream from It Cosmetics. So far so good, no complaints. I don't have a set opinion on it just yet, but I will let you guys know in a future video. Then to prime my skin, I'm using the Too Faced Hangover RX. Now for foundation, I'm using the new Hourglass Vanish foundation. I love it so much. It is so full coverage and it's super weightless, so it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a mask. You really need to try it. It claims to have a 12-hour wear. However, I believe I've only worn it for about 8 hours and it lasted beautifully, so no complaints there. Also, it says that it's waterproof, and while I don't think it's waterproof, I would say it's water resistant. So to blend it out, as you can see, I'm using one of those Artis, whatever brush look-alike dupe things. This is from DOCOLOR, and I'll put all the information in the bottom bar. I do have a discount code for 22% off, so take advantage of that while you can. The concealer that I'm using today is the Nars Creamy Concealer in the new color Macadamia. I love this one because it's full coverage, super creamy, just like the name, and it is not 100% creaseless, I will be honest, but it's pretty creaseless. But the powder that I use to set it is what really takes this concealer above and beyond, I think. To blend it out, I'm using my MAC Pro blending sponge. This one comes to a little point, so it makes it very easy to blend right underneath the eyes. And I just use this dry. You can use it wet, but I feel like this sponge is very dense, and so there's no point in really using it wet, so dry is just the way to go. To set my under eyes, I'm using the Airspun powder that you can find from the drugstore, and in my opinion, this gives the Laura Mercier translucent powder a run for its money. Seriously, try this powder. I'm using the Real Techniques blending sponge to just apply it under my eyes and along the sides of my nose. I also take that same powder right along my jawline because I like to kind of carve out or map out where I'm going to contour for later. To set the rest of my face, I'm using my MAC Studio Careblend powder in the shade Medium. I love this powder because it's so lightweight and it doesn't dry out my skin. And the brush I'm using is by Elysium and it's called Multiplication. To start my contour, I'm using my Lorac Pro Contour Palette in the shade Light, and I'm using another Elysium brush, and this is called Beta Z. So a trick that I'm going to share with you all is when I want to make my cheeks look a lot more slim, I go and I suck in the sides of my lips, and then I apply a thin layer of contour a lot lower than you normally would. So it's a nice trick for those of you who want to make your cheeks appear slimmer. After my contour, I go back in with my powder brush and I use that to really buff that powder away from my skin. It's already done its job. It's already set your makeup in place and carved out your contour. So you really want to just buff it out and away. You don't want to leave any trace of it there, because then you can have flashback in photos and have a really weird white cast left on your face, and you don't want that. The brush that I'm using underneath my eyes is also by Elysium, and it's called Factorial. This is a small highlighting brush, but I love that it's so small to get right underneath my under eyes and dust that translucent powder away. Then I'm going in with my Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil Bronzer, and I'm applying that with my MAC 135 brush. This is shaped kind of like a flat paddle brush, and the bristles are super soft and luxurious, and because of that, it gives you the most beautiful, flawless sheer wash of color. Definitely check out this brush. You need it in your collection. Continuing with the all matte trend, I'm taking Prism by MAC. It's a really soft pink, and I'm applying that with the square root brush. I also like to go back in with my powder brush just to make sure I have blended everything nicely and there are no harsh lines. I'm also adding finishing touches to my under eyes where I feel like I've lost some of the smokiness since we put the concealer and translucent powder right underneath. Now I'm just taking off the balm I had on because I like to wear balm before I put on a matte lip, and then I'm going over with my foundation brush to make sure I have a really blank canvas, and the lip liner I'm using is Whirl by MAC. It's a soft, muted mahogany burgundy shade. Then I changed my mind and decided just to fill in my entire lip with that lip liner just because I thought it went really great with the look, especially for the 90s. They had a lot of those burgundy red tones going on. And to top it off, I went in with the Balm Cosmetics liquid lip liner, or not liner, liquid lip in the color Trustworthy. And I just put that around the surrounding inner portion of my lips. And once you've done that, you're all done. So here is the finished look. As you can see, please leave it in the comments down below what you want to see next. If there are any Halloween looks you want to see or makeup looks. Caleb's crying in the background. I know, I need to go see what that's all about. That's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!